Okay, very few of us. Okay, oh my God, very, very few. I'm sure you will remember the stress and the pressure and the challenge businesses face during COVID, because you can see now, you see paper everywhere now, you see now. I'm sure your filing room will be full of. It's a wonderful place. The reason is because we deal with paper, and it's not just Nigeria, everywhere in the world. We deal with paper. We deal with paper. Now, because of COVID, ICC set up a new rule. You might check this out. It's called Uniform Rule for Digital Trade Transaction, URDTT. Uniform Rule for Digital Trade Transaction. What is that supposed to do? To help us now to be able to transmit documents electronically. So now, some shipping line in Nigeria, if you're exporting, they will ask you, do you need an electronic bill of lading? Like CMA. Why are they asking? Because you don't have to send a physical document again. Even though in Nigeria, we are still doing physical document, CBN is thinking of that. There was a program recently, I was one of the speakers at the event, and CBN was organizing event for banks on digital trade transactions. Because CBN is already thinking of it also, because before the challenge is that, when we CBN begin to think of this, if this is a challenge, digital trade transaction. Digital trade transaction. What that means is that we won't have to deal with physical documents again, or at least significantly reduce the usage of physical documents. And that's happening already. That's happening, and it's happening seriously. That means documents will be transmitted electronically. And blockchain is powering this. Blockchain is powering this. Blockchain is not just powering this. Blockchain is also going to power the payment system, otherwise called Bitcoin. So that's why you can't fight cryptocurrency. You can't fight it. It's going to be payments instrument for trade going into the future. Innovation in trade. Now, leadership and strategic roles. Executive board member in trade-focused organization or venture capital and angel investor in trade-related startup. Now, let me talk about some of the programs. Now, like I said, the goal of this session is to give you insight into opportunities within trade space that we can begin to explore, developing ourselves within the bank, and whenever it is we retire, or for those who want to japa, you are still able to leverage on those experiences. But if you don't have the skill, it then becomes difficult. So I'll be introduced to different programs this morning, and the program basically allows you to become a chartered trade specialist. You can become a chartered trade specialist. Chartered trade specialist. If you look at this chart, you can move from 1 to 5. From basic to intermediate to advanced. Basic, intermediate, advanced, finance, and diploma. Certified basic trade professional, typically for those new to trade. Certified intermediate trade professional for those who are not new, probably about 4 or 5 years already in trade. Certified advanced trade professional for those who have spent at least 7 or 8 years in trade. Certified specialist in trade finance and executive diploma, executive diploma in executive management, executive finance. Each of them is 15 point, 15 point, 15 point, 15 point, and this one is 40. If you achieve 100, you can become a chartered trade specialist, either from American Institute of Extended Studies or from the Institute of Export and International Trade. The Institute of Export and International Trade, that is based in Nigeria. Now, if you look at the flyer some of us already have, on that program, you notice something on the program. They're in dollars. And we realized it was challenging. So, those certifications now can be done in Nigeria in partnership with International Chamber of Commerce. And if you finish and you now want to get the US version, for those of us that probably want to travel, then you can easily get without writing the exam again. So that means you have to pay in dollars, and it's a lot cheaper than what you have there. So, certified basic trade professional, executive for executive management trainee, young graduate, banker, new international trade, import-export trading company, banker in trade and compliance unit. And basically covers introduction to trade finance, trade rules, payment method, letter of credit, step-by-step import-export process, and of course the documentation and international trade environment. It's certified intermediate trade professional for bankers in trade department, marketers in sales and marketing, bankers in risk management, bankers in compliance unit. Now, the reason why this is important for compliance unit is it covers trade-based money laundering and terrorist financing and sanction issues. There are a lot of conflict today between trade sanction and UCP 600, and it's becoming a major challenge for banks that have to do business with those regions. So trade-based money and terrorist financing, Incoterms, letter of credit cycle, international transport, logistics, and so much more. Then we have certified advanced trade professional. Now, advanced trade professional basically focus only on the rules. Tell me some of the trade rules that you know. Some of the trade rules that you know. UCP 600, uniform custom price, any other one? Uniform rule. UCP 600 is for what? Letter of credit. Then the other one? URC is for what? B for collection. Yes, another one? ISBP. What's ISBP? International Standard Banking Practice. International Standard Banking Practice. UCP has how many rules? 39 rules. You see, those rules are not enough to cover issues in trade. Let me give you an example. How many of us are on LCDS? LCDS people? Raise up your hand. Don't hide. Don't hide. You know, you receive a document. The bill of the LC says, consignee, or the, what do you call applicant. Applicant is ABC Limited. ABC Limited. Applicant. ABC Limited. But the document shows ABC Ltd. What's LTD? The abbreviation for. Now, if you see that, ordinarily, UCP says for a document to be complying, there are 3 levels of compliance. It must comply first with the LC terms, MT700. It must comply with UCP, the rule guiding LC. It must comply with international standard banking practice. 3 levels of compliance. So that means if I'm examining a document and I look at the document against the LC, sometimes the issue I see, I can't fix it using the LC. So what do? I move to what? UCP. But in some cases, I can't find the answer on UCP. What do? I move to what? So ISBP complement UCP. From Article 14 to Article 29 of UCP, it covers documents, standard for examination of documents, invoice, a bill of lading, non-negotiable bill of lading, airway bill, down to insurance 28. All of them were expanded in international standard banking practice, ISBP. So we've mentioned what? UCP. We've mentioned what? URC, ISBP. Which other one? URDG. Uniform Rule for Demand Guarantee. Someone mentioned something there? Incoterm 2020. Incoterm, International Commercial Time. What does Incoterm do? If I'm shipping from Nigeria abroad, or someone is importing into Nigeria, and the vessel capsided at Indian Ocean, who has lost money? Someone is exporting, an importer in Nigeria is importing from China to Nigeria. The vessel got to Indian Ocean off Johannesburg, and the vessel capsided. Who has lost money?